the dishwasher. Yes, it's so loud. And that's supposed to be the quiet cycle. That's crazy.
Is this being, is it recording?
Not yet.
It says it is.
Oh, it is? Okay. I guess that's our cue to start. Welcome, everybody. That's okay. Rebecca. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for our opportunity webinar. My name is Kelley Brown, and I'm super excited to be here with you tonight with some of the leaders from our team, just to share with you what coaching is, why we love it, and help you discern if this is something that could be a blessing in your life and how it has for each of us. One thing you will find in these opportunity webinars is every person's story is unique. Coaching has touched each of us in very different ways, but at the same time, there's a common thread. And you'll discover that that thread is having a passion and a purpose. And the way that affects us might be unique and different, but it's still something that unites us as a team. And that's why when we come to you on these evenings, we're very excited to be here and just to share these things with you in hopes that maybe it can, feed a need in your life. So whoever invited you tonight, they saw something in you that sparked in them a desire to share, because this is a blessing to us. It has been a beautiful journey so far. And so thank you for being here. Or if you're watching the recording, thank you for taking the time to do that. A little bit about myself. My name is Kelley Brown. I'm a one-star diamond qualifying coach. A little bit, that just means that I've been able to grow a team, thankfully. I've been a coach for 3 years this July. My Beachbody journey started, that's my husband talking in the background. My Beachbody journey started actually 3 years ago in May, when I decided to do a 10-day challenge to try Shakeology. I had recently had my 5th child and was really in a rut, trying to find time to exercise and feel good about myself. The 10 days was amazing. Not only did I love Shakeology because I was able to drink something that tasted like a milkshake, but it was good for me. I was able to lose less of my baby weight, and I discovered this community online of people in this accountability group. And so I decided to become a coach initially to continue in my journey and to enjoy the discount for my products. We, at the time, had 5, now 6 children. So we lived on a tight budget. And so every little bit that I could save was helpful. And I just wanted to be able to continue because I loved that community. My first challenge group was a 90-day challenge. I used the program Combat, and then I started T25 because those at the time were the newer programs. And I had fantastic results. And I would say the interior results were better, even stronger than the exterior. Yes, I was stronger. I lost inches in weight and I was feeling good. But the best part was I started to discover comfort in my skin that I had never had in my entire life. I felt comfortable after 5 kids in my skin. I was not looking in the mirror, hating what I saw. My husband even noticed it in me. My friends started to notice it. And I felt inside that if I could have that freedom, that I wanted to share that with others. And so it was that point in time that I decided to really start to dig into the coaching opportunity kind of as a hobby. At first, I would reach out to people and invite people to do challenge groups, and it was fun. And over time, as my confidence has grown, it has now grown into a business for me. It's not a hobby anymore. It's a full-time passion. I'm all in, but I'm not all day. Like I said, I have 6 kids, so I take time to focus on my family, on my marriage. I have a wonderful husband. We'll be married 13 years this summer. But I love that I can do this from home and grow an income that has blessed our family. It's helped to pay for things we could never afford otherwise. And it's continuing to help us not freak out about the little things that can sometimes be crazy, and the big things, like when my daughter goes to high school, if we want to send her to private school, I'm not worried about that anymore because I know I'll be able to help with that. Or when things break in the car, so for me, it's provided that financial piece, but the greatest piece for coaching in my journey has been the community and just that diving into that passion of helping others. So I want to hand this over to 2 of our other coaches who are going to introduce themselves, and then we'll kind of share a little bit of the nuts and bolts of what it is we do as coaches. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Angie Bradley and have her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Angie Bradley. I am an Emerald coach, which means, and I just became an Emerald coach, which means I just have a very small team of coaches. But I've been doing the business now for 1 year. I started last May 1st. And in this last year, I have learned a lot of stuff. But I started when I was 7 months pregnant. So I really didn't get started until about November or December of this past year. And I really started mostly because I felt like we needed to have some more income in our house, but at the same time, I didn't want to go outside of the house to work. I have a master's degree in counseling and wanted to help people and realized that this might be one of the better ways to help families function in a more cohesive and a better way. So this was my chance to kind of give back to families that might be struggling because maybe mom doesn't feel as good as she should, or she might need to lose some weight, or dad might need to, or they might need to figure out something that they can do together. And kids can work out too. My kids work out with me most days of the week. Someone joins in with what I'm doing. I'm a mom of 9. My youngest she's 8 months. I just tried to put her down. She refused. And my oldest is 20. So it's been there's a huge span of kids. And so someone usually is in the room and working out with me at some point. And it's given me the freedom to stay home. But in more ways than that, it's changed my life because I have been able to learn that I can do things I didn't think I could do. I can share more of my life than I thought I could with people that I don't know, and they become close friends with me. And I really appreciate the community of coaches, but also the challengers that I have, because they have just changed my life. It's been an amazing ride this last year. So I wouldn't trade it for the world. Okay, so I will now hand it to Jamie.
Hey. So I started my journey in a free challenge. And because I just didn't feel good about myself. I had my 3rd baby. I was having trouble losing weight. And I just didn't feel comfortable in anything that I did. Like, I would get dressed and I think I would change like 50 times. Like, I'm not exaggerating. It was really bad. And my husband would be like, just leave something on. And, I said to him at one point, I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, what can I do? Or I'd say, does this look good? And he's like, do you think it looks good? And I'd say, no. And he'd say, well, then you need to figure out what you need to do to feel good, because nobody else can make you feel that way. So one of my friends from church set me up with Kelley, and she put me in a clean eating challenge. And then I did a Shakeology challenge, and I was the biggest skeptic there ever was. I was like, I'm not drinking no shake. What are you talking about? But I did, and I had huge success with that. And then I had a friend who was like, what are you doing? Like, how are you doing this? And talked to her about it. And she said, man, I really wish that someone I knew was a coach, because I'd be more comfortable doing that. And so it was through a friend just saying she needed somebody who was there for her that made me totally think about this. It's like, okay, I'm doing all the steps. I'm in the groups. I'm taking time for me. And for me, it was about me, continuing my journey, but also having the opportunity to help a friend who really just needed somebody that was close to them to do it. And I think Kelley asked me to be a coach like 6 times. And I said no. And then I finally was like, okay. Yeah. And, I've been a coach for a year and a half, and I started my journey with Beachbody actually Memorial Day of 2014. And since then, it's just been amazing. And for me, like, I'm a hairdresser. So I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the salon, and then I'm home with my kids the other days. So for me, it was solely about, I had really didn't have any intention of like making a bombshell business or anything like that. But, through prayer and, just doing it myself, I really found that by being intentional in this and sharing my story with others, that it's not about a whole business. It's about inspiring others to reach the goals that I've reached, or reach the goals that they want to reach. And in return, I have a community of women to support me along the way. And, it helps our family financially as well, which makes a kind of an exciting thing. We're getting closer to paying off those student loan bills. So
That is awesome. Thank you so much. And I think that's what's so beautiful about it is everybody's experience is different. And I know one of the things I hear a lot, and I thought myself is like, well, I don't know if I could be a coach because I'm not X, Y, or Z, but you might not. You might be A, B, C, D. You know what I mean? Like there's so many varieties of, you know, what a coach is and how it can fit into our life. I want to share a little bit with you about what it is we do and what we don't do as coaches. So if you came into this and you've said maybe things like, I don't like sales, I'm not good at sales, I don't want to be pushy. Maybe you've had that experience before with multi-level marketing or other companies where people have been pushy. Well, we don't like that either. So I'm not a salesperson. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a coach. I don't ever want to make someone feel icky. I don't ever want to make someone feel pushed. And that's why we really try to teach our coaches and our team to just be genuine and to share your journey. So that's what we do as coaches. As a coach, the number one priority you have in your business is that you are being a product of the product. We use the products. We follow the workout programs. We use the nutrition guides. We drink Shakeology. We're taking care of ourselves, and then we're sharing our journey. One of my favorite things that was said at Summit, which is our convention we have every year, it was in Nashville last year, our CEO said, let's not be a multi-level marketing company. We're a multi-level helping company. Because honestly, in this business, your paycheck reflects how many people you're helping, not any more or any less. And so what I love, though, is you can't help others if you're not doing it, if you're not following the steps, if you're not being a product of the product. So number one is being that product of the product. The second part of being a coach is being a supporter, supporting other people by sharing your story and learning theirs. We're very much building relationships with people. We're learning how to ask questions so that we can get to know people's needs. It's not pushing that product on someone. It's finding the program that's going to make them want to exercise. For me, I hated to exercise. So to find a program that I actually thought was fun made my day. Like I enjoyed the workouts. And so it's really taking that time of getting to know other people. And usually what sparks that is just like you would share anything else. If you have a favorite shampoo or a favorite coffee or a favorite recipe and it works for you, you share it with people. And that's exactly what we do. You know, we share our, not just Beachbody flyers on Facebook, we share, you know, you've seen from the coach that invited you, pictures of us exercising, healthy meals we've eaten, things we've read from personal development that have inspired us. And we're just consistently adding value and striving to add value to others' lives. Now, those are the ways that we help people reach out to people, build relationships to people. But there is a financial piece. It's an awesome thing that we can be compensated for helping people by connecting them to a program they enjoy, and then we do make a commission off of that. That is one of the ways that we earn money as coaches is through people's purchases through us. And then also when people seem to really enjoy the challenge group, they found the community helps them, maybe they have a financially need or a need to just find purpose in their life. The coaching opportunity is something else that we are able to share, just like we are with you. But the number one thing is we want to make clear, I guess, tonight and whenever you're talking to your coach, it's you have gifts within you that can serve others. Like we cannot possibly help everyone as the team we are, which is why we want to grow. Your goal to grow a team is to expand your reach and help more people. And that's really what this business is about. So like I said at the beginning, your income is a reflection of how many people you help. And if you want to know more specifics about the compensation plan, just reach out to your coach because there's like a whole thing that can be explained. But there are coaches that make part-time incomes. There are coaches that make full-time 6 figures, 7 figures. It really depends on your goals, the time you dedicate to it, and what you decide is what you want out of this. And so with all of that being shared, I'm going to hand it over to Angie because a lot of times what people wonder is, well, I don't have a lot of time. I mean, I get it. I have 6 children. My husband's a high school principal, so he's gone all the time. Just like right now, you heard the dishwasher earlier, and now there's a vacuum going somewhere because they forgot I had a webinar, I think. You know, but I do this. So how do we do it? Well, we were blessed to have a formula given to us this past year from one of our mentors, and I'm going to let Angie take over and explain it to you.
Okay, so again, I'm Angie Bradley, and the mentor that we had that gave us this kind of, it's called the Rule of Five, is John Maxwell. And so what basically, though, I want everybody to understand, you can work as much or as little as you want. So you can work 10 minutes a day. Sometimes I have my kids, they'll watch, the big kids will watch the little kids, and I'll do it in 15-minute chunks. And I do as much as I can. Some days I can do 2 hours. Some days I can do a half an hour. Some days I can do 10 minutes. And I do whatever I can do. And then that's it. I'm not going to stress about it. I can do what I can do. And I've got 9 kids. They all want to eat all the time. So I have to take care of them, and they're my first priority. So I work, but I work less than I did when I worked outside of the house. I work less hours. I have more free time for my family. And when I do work, I'm right here. So if somebody falls down, I'm still home. I can still take care of them. So for me, it's kind of the perfect job where I can work as much or as little as I want, but I really like helping people. And so for me, this has been fabulous. So back to the Rule of Five. I'll go back to that. I just wanted to let everybody know you can work in little itty bitty bits, and you can work in an hour chunk, or however you want to do it. Okay. So the Rule of Five, number 1, that you grow, that every day you do something to help you grow. So for me, I listen to audiobooks when I'm driving the kids around. I listen to podcasts when I'm driving the kids around, or when I go run. Sometimes I listen to them when I run. Something that you do that will help you kind of realize better what you want out of life and who you are and how you can help people, and how maybe other people work, or how you function, or just to learn more about yourself. This is the most important thing. If you're doing personal development, and I'm not talking about like touchy-feely, new agey sorts of stuff where it's like, where you're not really digging into the meat of who you are, but really figuring out what you're about, what you're motivated by, what your why is. Those are very important things. And so I guess the growing every day is one of the most important things that you can do. And you're encouraged to do it by your coach that invited you. They would encourage you to do it. When I check in with people, I say, what are you doing for personal development? Because it's the most important thing that people can do. It helps you to stay positive. It helps you to remember your focus, and it helps you to see the finish line at the end. Okay. And then the second thing we do is we connect with people every day. So new people, prospects, existing customers, our team, whoever it is, a leader, you can connect with people that are beyond you. You can connect with people on other teams. It doesn't matter. But we connect with people. We make those bridges so that we have a web of people that will support us when things are going badly, or when we don't have an answer and we need some help. But also so that we can encourage our challengers, and we can make new friends, and we can help more people. So the more you connect, and the more coaches you have, and the more that you work on those connections, the greater your reach will be, and the more people that you can help and affect in your life. Number 3 is we follow up every day. We try to. Sometimes that gets pushed down on my list, but it's very important to follow up. So we follow up. So those conversations that we started, we check in with those people again. We check in with our challengers and make sure that they're not letting the DVDs sit on a shelf. And we check in and make sure people are drinking their shakes and they're not letting their nutrition go by the wayside. Following up is very important. And we also follow up with those people who may have shown an interest, just to see how, if they said no, what's going on now? Are they still not interested, or are they ready to jump in now and change their lives? So number 4, tracking. So this is writing everything down. This just helps you kind of keep track of where everybody is, where you are, and what your next thing is to do. So you can check off personal development, you can check off connections, you can check up following up, but you have to make sure you have somewhere to check them all off. So tracking is very important, and it keeps us focused so that we don't spend 7 hours doing nothing scrolling through Facebook. We spend 30 minutes and we get through all of it. And it's amazing when you see the whole thing done, you're like, oh, it only took 30 minutes today. The kids were all quiet and I was able to do it. And look, I'm done. I'm done with work. I've done everything I set out to do. I don't have anything else to do unless I really want to go back and do more. And having that feeling of, oh, like your to-do list is actually done. So you make a to-do list and then you actually go through it. So we track every day. And then at the end of the day or at the end of your hour, whatever you've chosen to do for however much work you have, you plan your next day. So you go through and you figure out, where did I not do the best? Where could I have done more? And what do I need to do tomorrow? And where do I need to start? And that way you have a plan. So when your hour starts or your kids are quiet for a couple minutes or you have a 15-minute break, you know exactly what you're ready to do. You don't have to spend those 15 minutes trying to figure out what's next. So if you can keep that rule of 5 and those 5 things from John Maxwell in mind, it will keep you very focused and the business won't take over your life. It hasn't taken over my life. It won't take over yours. It's manageable. It's fun. Making those connections with people is a joy for me. I love to do it. It's so much fun because I can talk to new people. I can meet them where they are. And oftentimes they have needs that someone else isn't meeting. And I can talk to them and I can say, oh, I can pray for you. Or I'd love to hear more about your kids. Or can you tell me more about the school? Or can you tell me about the surgery you have to have why you can't do exercise? People need that. And they need to hear that you care. And I genuinely care. I really want to do that. So I love to do this job. It's been a real gift for me, for my family, and I hope for the people that have been my challengers. So, okay, that's my rule of 5. Those are the things that we have to try to do every day. And Jamie, you are going to talk about challenge groups. All right.
Yes, I am. So all of you, I'm sure, I think all of you have been in a challenge group before. So our challenge groups are really like the meat of all of it. You know, this is the opportunity for us to really dig in with our customers and really support them where they need to be supported at. You know, it's hard as moms and busy women who are working to really understand the importance of that community. But I'm sure that you guys have experienced that in your groups that you've been in. And these groups, it's not about selling. Like Kelley had said, we're not here to be salespeople. We're here to support people, give them a community, give them the support they need so that we can offer them what they need as challengers and help them find the program that aligns best for them. What fits best into their schedule, what fits best into their needs. You know, if, you know, they want to do a workout, but they don't know if they can do it because, you know, they have a knee injury or they have some other thing that hinders them from doing something. It allows us the opportunity to really meet them where they're at, like I said, and find what's going to be best for them. It's an opportunity for us to teach them meal planning, sharing the tools with them that, you know, we have found that works for us individually, because your fitness journey is such a personal experience, and each person is going to be completely different. And that's one of the joys of this, is we get to meet people on their own level, their own personal level. And like Angie had said, you know, it's a joy to be able to help those people and be that person that they come to. And our challenge groups really offer us that opportunity to do that. You know, we get to introduce to them Shakeology. I'm sure that your coaches have talked to you about that as well. And you know, like me with my coach, I was like, I'm not drinking no shake, but it's more than just a shake and a workout program. You know, it's really the community and the support from all these women helping you to hold yourself accountable and really dig into why it is you want to take that time for you. And what a beautiful thing that is for us to have that opportunity to reach out to these women or men and say, why do you want to take time for you? And letting them know that they are important and that they do deserve to take that time for them. So the challenge groups really provide us that opportunity to develop and work on the heart of people and find exactly what it is that they need. Because it may be that someone isn't ready to do a workout yet, but they need somebody to support them. It may be that they're ready to work on, you know, their nutrition first, and you can be that person. So inviting them into those challenge groups and getting them all involved with us is exactly what we are here to do. So tonight, we have a few coaches who are going to share a little bit about their stories. So one of my coaches is Chandra. Are you ready, Chandra? Are you there? Oh, she muted. Can you unmute yourself? Okay. So Chandra's going to share with you a little bit about her story.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
I tried. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. All right, cool.
Hang on, Chandra, you're muted again. Can you unmute yourself? You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. I'm so sorry. I'm not tech savvy at all.
That's okay.
So anyway, my name is Chandra. Yeah. I said in the challenge groups last fall, I'd actually been looking for something to like a group of friends, and I saw Jamie post these advertisements or just saying she was doing these exercises, and I said, man, I really wish I could do that. So she would post these group pictures like saying, hey, I'm going to do this. Does anybody want to do it? And I said, I'm in. And then after that, it's like I couldn't get enough. So I would like stalk her Facebook page looking for the next group that she was going to do, because they didn't always start right away, and like I would also be checking my messages constantly saying, oh my gosh, is she back? Is she doing it? Is she going to message me? And so I immediately knew that it was something that I kind of wanted to do forever. And the very first time that Jamie asked me to be a coach, I was like, yes, I do. I want to be a coach because it gave me the opportunity to be in these groups forever. I can be a part of a community of women who want to support me in my fitness and personal and spiritual and emotional goals for the rest of my life. I have some of the best friends I've ever had in a short period of time. I only became a coach 2 months ago. And some of these women are closer to me than some people that I've known for years. And so, anyway, I decided to become a coach, not just because I wanted to be in the groups, because you can be in the groups without being a coach. But I was a teacher, and I was laid off when they had a reduction in force with my kids, and I decided to stay at home, so I babysat. And I don't know if anybody's ever babysat, but babysitting little babies is hard. It's hard work when you have a lot of little babies, and you don't get to be with your kids as much, but I was still present. So my goal was to go back to teaching when my youngest, who is 3, goes back to school in 3 years. And I was kind of sad because I would have to go back to college to get my continuing education, and that would mean more student loan debt on top of all of the student loan debt that we already have that we can barely afford to pay off as it is. So this coaching opportunity is giving me the opportunity to help our family not only pay the student loan debts that we have, but I don't have to go back to school. I don't have to go back to be a teacher, because I've found a place where I can share and I can help other people in a different way. And I am going to do that. This is my plan for the rest of my life. I'm not going to be a teacher anymore. I just want to be a coach. So that's just been my experience. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Sorry, I just had to say that. Angie, you want to introduce?
She has me crying here. I'm crying.
Yeah, hopefully everyone appreciates the love. Can you be Angie? You want to introduce Peggy? Can you unmute?
Yeah, I was. Sorry. I had to get to it. Okay, so Peggy is my success partner, which means that we kind of meet up every week and we talk about, we kind of try to keep each other on track. So I see her on a regular basis. We live in the same town, so we actually see each other and the kids play while we meet, which is great. But we meet up every week and go through like what we've been working on. So Peggy is an Emerald coach also. She has some coaches underneath her that she's working with. as well as a bunch of challengers, and we run groups together. And she is a mom of six. They're old to young. She's got a bunch. So seven. I can't see Peggy, so if she's holding her hands up, I can see Kelley. Sorry, Peggy. I only ever see one, the one that's not in school. All right, so here's Peggy.
Peggy, you need to unmute.
Unmute.
There you go.
Sorry.
That's okay. I was telling you
what I said?
when I was muted. That wasn't very
I
helpful.
did unmute it, and then I don't know. I guess I got muted again. But anyway, I've been a coach for about 2 years now, and the reason I became a coach was the great results that I got from the challenge groups and feeling like I was a part of something. I think, excuse me, back 2 years ago, I was pregnant and nursing for over 10 years. So I kind of lost myself. So I loved the community. I loved being a part of something and actually talking to other women instead of just talking to little babies all the time and my husband. So it was kind of nice to be a part of something finally again. And for 2 years now, I've loved it. I can stay home and I feel like I can contribute some money each week to something, like even if it's just to go see a movie or some gas or whatever. I just feel like I'm adding to our income. And I've been getting a check for the last year and a half every week, so it's nice. And I get to stay here with my kids. And one thing I know, being busy with 5 little kids, because my older boys are on their own. So I have 5 little ones, 13 and under, and I'm constantly in my car. So I can even run my business while sitting and waiting for my kids to get done with baseball or basketball or whatever they're doing, maybe extracurricular activity after school. So it's been nice. And I just love it. I love being a part of this community and all of you. And Angie, it's great that, we found each other here in South Bend, Indiana, to be a part of something. And what I really like, I guess, the last 2 years too, is I've noticed like people, they appreciate what I do. Like, oh, thank you so much for touching my life and reaching out to me and making me feel like I matter. And that's important. So basically that, I just love it. And I love the community.
Thank you, Peggy. That's really awesome. Like, I think that's what you just said. Like when people share that you've touched their life, there's just something awesome about that.
And you think you're not, like you could be constantly be working and, not constantly, because I have to clean. I have all this laundry on my bed right now. But I mean, it's just like you'd be out in the grocery store and they're like, wow, you know what? I just love what you're doing. You're inspiring me to work out. And they're not buying anything from me, but these people might one day, so it's just like living an example. And then people will come around, and I've noticed that being a coach for years, that momentum is picking up. People are noticing and thinking, wow, she's still around and she's still wanting to feel good about herself. And
yes.
so,
No, that's awesome.
yeah.
Well, thank you guys. And we just want to thank you all for being here tonight. The beauty of this is there's some of you don't have, okay, precursor. Yes, we do have a lot of children, but there are coaches with 1, 2, because tonight you heard 6, 7, 9, 3, and you're like, what? Just letting you know, there is definitely multiple fits for this business. There are coaches that have paid off, hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. There are coaches that have created a full-time income. There are coaches that have created a lot of wealth and done a lot of good with it. And then there's coaches that are in this because they just want the community. And if a person comes their way and they can jump in a group with them and work together, that's good for them. So there's multiple fits for this business. And we just hope tonight, from hearing these stories, it helps you discern and see how you can fit into this, because we would love to have you on our team. If anyone has any questions, you're welcome to unmute yourself and ask, or you can type it in the chat. We said this was going to be a happy half hour, so I don't want to keep you guys too much later. If you know of someone else, we'll have a recording as well if you want to re-listen, so you can just ask your coach for the recording. And I did mention about the compensation plan. If you want to know more about that, well, how do you earn and what can you make? There's a great couple of videos and tools that we have that we're happy to share with you, and then your coach can kind of walk through it with you. So anybody have any questions? No. All right. Well, thank you guys again for being with us tonight. We really appreciate your time. We look forward to the future and whatever that holds for you and your discernment of all of this, and just really appreciate all of you. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jamie and Angie and Peggy and Chandra, for hopping on with me tonight. And you guys have a blessed night. Take care.